The goal of the DSD Connect is to guide your design so that it is easier, faster, and more accurate. The execution of the DSD design specific to the DSD Connect application. Apart from the final contours, it is required to do the design of the initial contours needed for the calibration with the teeth from the 3D model. Also, if DSD Connect is intended to be used in orthodontics, the future positions of the teeth must be designed too. In the profile option, the design of the central incisive is enough. But in case of orthodontics, the design has to be done on each side of the tooth whose position is needed to be changed. At occlusal, if the contours can be designed only partially, as in the case of facades, the initial contours of the teeth must be designed in full for a correct calibration. At the 12 o'clock profile, the design can also be done only on the incisal edge, but the initial contours of the teeth is indicated to be done as much as possible from the surface of the teeth for a better calibration in the 3D model. The export of the needed images to be uploaded in the DSD Connect software must be exported in certain conditions. At vestibular, once the contours, axis, the incisal curve and the picture are grouped, it is readjusted. The proportions are maintained close to a third of the page size, and it will be placed in the center of the page. Afterwards, they are split from the group and placed each on a slide with a white background, in the same position each image. The picture of the initial state, the initial contours, the orthodontic contours, the final contours, and an image with the axis and the incisal curve colored in black. For the calibration of this image with the axis on the 3D model, the initial contour of 2 teeth is added, preferably the farthest teeth in the picture, colored in black and with dots. It is continued in the same way for each profile. For any software used in the DSD design except DSD Concept, it all starts with new, and step by step the patient's information is introduced: name, the designed teeth, the used profiles, images, contours, and the images with the axis associated with each profile. Once they are introduced, they are saved, and thus the case can be reopened with all the data already uploaded. Now we will describe the using of the software's buttons and their functions. On the side of the menu bar, there is the Info button to access the web page with information about the software and the manufacturing company. Here you will also find the Help button to open a guide of support in using the software. Accessing this button, the application will capture the image print screen anytime it is wanted, obtaining useful information in the case of interdisciplinary communication. If you want to visualize the print screens, you access the Library button. Using TextNote, you can add text on the working sheet. Thus, through the print screen capture, the information can be easier to transmit. The selection of the transparent bar helps obtaining the desired and needed transparency of the images in work. Using the transparency tool, you can adjust the level of transparency of the DSD image that is overposed on the model in work in progress. The control over the thickness of the contours is done from the thickness selection bar for each separate contour. The color of each type of contour can be modified according to preferences. The magnifier function is done using the mouse's scroll simultaneously with the zoom on the DSD Connect application and the software to which it is connected, in order to better view the details during the design. Modifying the position can be done with each contour separately or all at once using the group-ungroup function. The position of the DSD images, pictures, selected contour of the tooth, or the image with the axis can be moved using the mouse or gradually from the arrows of the keyboard, or more delicately, also by pressing the Shift button. Pressing the A button of the keyboard, the image with the axis and the incisal curve will appear on the screen or will disappear, as preferred, in order to check the calibration of the contours according to the 3D model. Pressing the R key on the keyboard, the image rotates 90 degrees at each touch. If the 3D model is accidentally moved from the position used during the calibration, the undo function of the DSD Connect software can order the application with which it is connected to replace the 3D model in the initial position simply by pressing the Z button of the keyboard. After finalizing the calibration of the DSD images with the 3D model, using a double click on the DSD Connect logo from the menu bar, the DSD image will remain blocked over any other software on the computer. In this situation, during the CAD/CAM design, we will be guided according to the information obtained in the digital smile design. Unblocking the DSD Connect application is done by a double click on the DSD Connect logo, returning to the menu of the application. The protocol for using is different according to the software that is connected to DSD Connect. The basic steps are: the calibration of the 3D model after the 2D image used in the DSD design is done in order to obtain the same visualizing angle of the 3D model as the one in the image. After the design offered by the CAD/CAM software, the initial contours from the DSD image are calibrated with the correspondent teeth from the 3D model, each tooth separately. The tooth that will be calibrated is selected in the DSD Connect software, and it is unselected the designed tooth on the 3D model. The calibration is done after positioning, resizing, and rotating the initial contours from the DSD Connect so that it matches the teeth's contours from the 3D model. Changing the function of calibrating is done from a right click of the mouse or from the space key on the keyboard. Modifying the dimension and rotation is done from the points of the selection's edge, and changing the center for resizing or rotation is done from the reference point in the center of the selection. After the teeth's individual design, you can verify it according to the facial axis and the incisal curve. Pressing the A key of the keyboard, the DSD image will appear on the screen. These will be calibrated also on the 3D model by matching the contours of the farthest of the teeth with the similar ones from the 3D model. Guided by the DSD contours, redesigning the teeth in CAD/CAM is simple, faster, and more accurate. After deselecting the image and the contours, only the image of the axis and the incisal curve will stay on the desktop, which will be calibrated with the 3D model. Thus, after blocking the DSD Connect software, redesigning the teeth is guided by the facial information.